Thanks a lot for coming to Thailand. Thanks a lot for listening to God and obeying Him. You're part of what the kingdom of God is all about here in this country. Planting churches in every province, in every district, in every mubon, discipling this nation in every sector of society. And one of the things that we as leaders felt like God spoke to us back in October of 2009 was that we needed to be involved in this global issue of modern day slavery and human trafficking. Did you know that there are 27 million who are enslaved today? What do they look like? They are recruited, coerced, forced, and have no choice in being involved in the sex industry. They are child soldiers. They are people who are forced to work with very bad working conditions, no pay, or working incredible hours overtime with no pay. You might be thinking about international events like the Mundial or the World Cup games that are taking place in Cape Town, or the upcoming London Olympics in 2012. Do you know that they're thinking that 60,000 will be trafficked in Cape Town alone? More than that will take place in London. Where do these girls come from? I was just in the Ukraine. They have 150,000 orphans. They go through government orphanages and they're kicked out on the streets by the age of 16. 90% of the boys end up in prison. 60% of the girls end up in prostitution. We in Bangkok here see women from the Ukraine about 30 minutes away. They come from places of vulnerability in poverty and places where people just struggle to live and survive. There are more modern day slaves today than at the height of the transatlantic slave trade. Why are you here? I think one of the reasons that you're here is to be able to see the kingdom of God come, and that in this generation we can put an end to modern day slavery and human trafficking. We've got about 8 facilities here that are dealing with aftercare. That means children as young as 6 being sold, being abused, and us being finding out about it from the Ministry of Social Welfare and establishing facilities to bring healing and wholeness to their lives. Another center that we are involved in is the whole area of prostitution in Pattaya. The rehabilitation of bar girls and girls that are forced into this life through poverty primarily, and through lack of education, and through being recruited and told that they're going to be involved in restaurants or other kinds of domestic jobs, and then they end up in prostitution. We have the MST project, which is serving male sex tourists in Soi Nana, in Pat Kong, in Soi Cowboy here in Bangkok. And they're reaching out also to the region as well. So how can you be involved? Last year we had over 130 outreach teams come to Thailand. I don't know if you've heard about Not for Sale. Check out www.notforsalecampaign.org. A part of that is www.slaverymap.org. We want you to be involved in whatever you're engaged with on outreach, in collecting data. They have formats that belong on these websites that you can contribute data that you see as you walk around the cities, walk into the rural areas, you're engaged in activities, and you're able to watch and see, observe what's going on in this country. www.slaverymap.org will be a collection of data that we'll be able to use to take to government, to take to law enforcement, to take to schools and education facilities, to be able to show people what is going on in the trafficking of young girls and boys, what is going on in the whole area of cases that we want to bring to the light of the police and government facilities here to be able to make a difference. So we would like for you to familiarize yourself with this website so that you can be involved in stopping modern day slavery and human trafficking while you're on outreach here in Thailand. Again, thanks for being involved.